Hello guys, hope you're well. As far as today's video goes, I'm going to be talking about why it's a good thing to go out there and socialize and meet new people. Now for teenagers, the no-brainers are like making new friends, which is a good thing. Having a better social life, which is partying more and doing all these awesome things with your new friends, which is again an awesome things. Just a quick tip on that part, and don't overdo it. And second, do it responsibly, and by that I mean do things you want to do as opposed to things you're pressured into doing, whether that be doing drugs or just getting pissed and wasted and doing shit like egging people's houses or whatever. Anyway, now as for the adults go, as far as adults go, sorry. Meeting new people and socializing is a good thing. Obviously, again, you make more friends, but also the other thing is networking. And the last thing as well is getting different takes on different things. And by this I mean because we're obviously all different people and have different outlooks towards life, right? You can, in case you have like a decision that you think you want to, a decision that you have to make, but you don't know what to choose, right? For example, if you're like in a place where that has public transport, whether here in London, where there's public transport in the US or whatever, you can, I don't know, turn around and ask someone who's sitting next to you in a bus or a tube or whatever for advice or their take on whatever it is that you want to choose, but you're not certain, right? Most people, and don't just ask one person, obviously you can ask more people, because then you will have different takes on the same thing, so that way you choose with a little more information to back both choices up, right? That's definitely a good thing. And yeah, the other point of networking, that one's a no-brainer. Most of you guys are familiar with networking. Definitely a good thing, a good way to get things done, especially if it's in an industry that you're not very familiar with, but you've got friends who are very familiar with that industry, can help you out with that. But yeah, I watched also, I think this is worth mentioning, that I watched a video, I don't remember who done it, but this lady, she talked about having wanted to travel for a while, but she was stuck on her 9 to 5 job and she couldn't find time, but she finally cut loose of her job and went traveling, right? And apparently it was awesome. She interacted with new people, but what she said, but the end, the point that she made was, because we can't all just cut loose of our jobs and go traveling, the best way, or the closest thing you can get to that point of going traveling or whatever, the closest experience you can get is just standing out and meeting new people. Because obviously, like I mentioned earlier on, that obviously we all have different takes on life and different takes on different things. Because obviously if you're in like a place that has different cultures that come together, for example, if you're like here in London, where there's different people, different backgrounds and whatever, everyone has different takes on the same thing. So by turning around to make that conversation with someone sitting next to you in a bus or tube or in the street or in the grocery store or in the coffee shop, right, you can get a new take to something, or you can see the world in a different idea. Like for example, also I am reading this book that's called The Rules of the Game by Neil Strauss. I don't know when it was written, but in the book he tends to mention that he had a bit of a conversation with someone about marriage, and so he went on a quick survey to ask people 2 questions. First, they asked them, if you didn't have to worry about someone to take care of you when you're old, right, and you didn't have to worry about having kids, would you still get married? Now, when he carried out this survey, most women said yes to this question, and most men said no, right? And then he changed the question up a little bit, and he asked people, if you met someone whom you clicked with on every level, right, but you can only date them for 2 years, would you still get married? And obviously most men said yes, I would date them. That would be the classic, right? But most women said no. This was interesting because obviously he came up with he concluded that marriage, the whole monogamy and marriage thing, is based around a woman's needs, not a man's, right? But when I started asking people this as well, just to carry out a little survey for myself, because I don't know when this book was written, and I just, I figured why not, right? When I asked this, surprise, some men said yes to the first question, and I also realized that I also said yes to the first question. And the second question, again, some women said no to the second question as sorry. No, some women said yes to the second question as well. Some women that I asked, they said yes to the second question and no to the first question as well. And some people, whether men or women, said no to both of the questions. And it makes sense. I got a whole varying different results, but you guys get the point, because obviously we all have different outlooks and takes on life. We're all gonna have different ways of seeing things and explain things differently, so to speak, if that makes any sense. But yeah, when I ask people why they say yes for the first question or no, or no for both, or yes for both, or whatever, I got some really interesting answers. Like, some people said, like, uh, you know, marriage, there's a lot more to marriage. Some people said there's a lot more to marriage than just, having kids and someone to take care of you when you're old. Some people said it's, being lonely dying a lonely person is like the worst death ever, and blah blah blah. I got all these interesting things and had some interesting conversations with people. But yeah, the whole point I'm trying to make here is go out there, meet new people, get different takes on life. You find yourself that at the end of it, yes, sometimes the conversations or like the interaction might make some. I mean, I can't guarantee that all of them will be interesting or fun, but most of them will be worth it. Anyway, I hope this video wasn't too long and I inspired you guys to go out there and have some fun. See you guys in the next video.